Hi, good summer June day, and welcome to Aspects of Energy. I'm Elaine Brewster, and it's a very great pleasure to have you here today. We are really happy to have Barbara Bertucci with us. She lives in St. Pete, Florida?
Yes.
And she is an amazing, multi-talented lady. She is the owner of a very successful wellness business. She's a caregiver, she's a chaplain, she's a model. And today she's going to tell us about reflexology. So I'm going to get up here and make you, my dear, the host, and let you take it away. And please tell us whatever you would like to.
You know, it's really amazing, Elaine, but I got into reflexology many moons ago when I was in medical billing and trying to get out of that field and wanting to do something where I actually had a bit more hands-on. I physically wasn't able to do massage therapy. And I happened to be with someone that was working on their husband's foot in a jacuzzi that had a little cyst bump. And I just got intrigued and I wanted to know more. And it ended up being Dwight's wife, Nancy, that I met in this jacuzzi down on St. Pete Beach one weekend. And it really transformed my life because, you know, we all know that we are energy and that our bodies have energy and that, but to learn a little bit more. So I'm going to give you some tips and techniques about it because it's very fascinating. And I've been doing this for over 17 years. And what was interesting is I've always kept my nails short. So, but if you happen to have long nails, then the butt of a pin is really good because you can work your sinuses. Now, the tips of your fingers. So I'm going to tell you, I have commercials and I come back to point, and this is a commercial break. Since I was talking about the pen, I'll just show you one. So you can just roll this, the top of your finger. You can do it on a table, you can do it, but if you have long fingernails, then this pin is really great because that works all the sinuses on this quadrant of the face. So I'm on my right hand, probably for you left there. I remember somehow it gets reverse recorded, but whatever hand you're on, that's the side you're working. So it's like you took an egg crate, an egg cutter and cut yourself like an egg cutter, right? When you cut an egg cutter and it slices all the way down, if you put a line down the middle, then everything I work on this foot is on this side, or this hand is on that side, and everything on this side is on this hand and that foot, which is pretty fascinating. Some of it's reversed because the spine, you know, is here. And I'll show you that picture that I, got up. It's not the one that's all labeled, but if we need to do this again and get a little bit more specific, we can. Let me see, Nancy and Dwight. Okay, let's see if we got it. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So it's Dwight Byers actually is the let's see, it was his aunt that actually created the whole reflexology premise when she was a nurse in the field. And so I like to underline this because when I first got introduced, there were a lot of people here in Florida that would use this in hospitals. And so here you go, you draw a line down the body, everything on one side's on one side, everything on the other's on the other. And pretty powerful, pretty amazing. But there's some tips and techniques that we can use.
No, because I listen to
and
this.
actually even do a Coke bottle massage on your foot to
Let's
massage
go
your
bring
foot.
it with you.
So let's hold on one second. We got to mute somebody. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Okay. So anyway, multitasking. Don't we love our world these days? Okay. But there's certain points and certain things that trigger, and the more you learn, the more you know. and I'll teach you a few tips and techniques, and we can always go back to this in a moment. So one of the things I work with are the magnetic insoles that a few of you are very familiar with. But you know what? That's why these things are so powerful, is because it's affecting that whole side, or this whole side, because it's going down and bringing energy up through the whole body. If ever the magnetics don't work or aren't as effective, then that person's probably not hydrated, because everybody, every living thing, every living cell has a positive, negative energy. So just wanted to underline that. That's how these guys are so effective. And each one is a little vortex of energy. Another thing that is really amazing for reflexology, and I'm doing my commercials first for some reason, so it must be because I ran outside to get these. And then I'll talk more about specifics on hands and feet and such, and then I'll open it up for Q&A. But these little guys are our massagers. Now, for a long time, that's what we use them for, right? We use the massagers like that. But you can actually take them out and roll them in your hands, or, you know, have them on your body. I had one lady take one and put one in one pocket of her her house dress, and one in the other pocket of her house dress. So when she walked around the house, she was getting a little massage on her hips all day long. But you know what? We just figure out what to do. So taking one of these little guys and just rolling it in your hand can balance out your whole body, can do your chest, your lungs, you know, and help you. But the things I'm going to teach you today are always powerful, always possible. So we don't massage in reflexology. We do points. That's what I was explaining with the pin. So we don't rub. You actually walk along and work till you hit the point. So if you don't know exactly where the point is, there's one in the butt of your hand. Okay, see this little butt, this little, call it like the chicken bone of your thumb. About midway is your adrenals. Okay, so may not know exactly where it is. It's okay. You just start walking from here, and you just kind of walk your way, but you're pressing down. We're not rubbing. We're just walking. All of a sudden you go, oh yeah, I feel that little guy. That's your adrenals. Now your adrenals are either on or they're slow. You can't hurt yourself. You're just going to balance it out. And that's the beauty of this. Okay. So if somebody's sneezing, coughing around me at church, I go, can I see your hands? Now, if you draw a line down your thumb, this is your pituitary gland. And again, you just walk it to the end of your, so I just start the bottom of the line, and I just walk to the top of the thing. So you could just mash if you know exactly the point. But I tell people to walk along it, because that way they're going to hit it eventually, right? They're going to hit that point. The pituitary is your master gland. Now, here's the biggest tip ever. Don't do one without the other. Always do the other side. I had a lady that was at a booth, and she had issues with, we're just going to walk along, right? So we got the little chicken bone of this one, chicken meat, and we're just going to walk along. And there we go. It's not going to be as tender as the other one, because we've already calmed it down a little bit, but you'll know where it is. The adrenals, they're always singing. They're always winging. They're always, it's one of the first go-tos, because if anybody's stressed, overworked, let's see, up a little bit late at night, adrenals are the first to be singing. So hello, welcome to America. Do your adrenals whenever you're not sure what to do. Now, here we go. We're going to go down the line here. This is the master gland, the pituitary, right? He's going to balance out us the whole way. So that's pretty awesome. Another one that I've done talks at nursing home and stuff. Oh, so I think I told you this, but I didn't tell you what it was for. So you can do it. If you don't have fingernails, you can do it to yourself like this. This is your whole sinus cavity on that side. So if you're doing these little fingertips, it's like right under the fingernail, you're just going to roll and do it. That's your sinus cavity on that side. Go ahead and do it on the other side. But you can nonchalantly do this at a table. When you're at a restaurant, you just kind of roll your finger on the table and do your sinuses. A great little thing. Another one that you can do in the car is put your thumb here and just wave. And that's your bladder. Hello, bladder. As we get there in the age, we need to tone up our bladder. We can just hold it and wave. and you're getting that wonderful point. So there's some tips and techniques for Heloise. But you can always, you've got a friend in the hospital, just go, hey, can I massage your feet? And you just take it and hit some points. Now, this little guy, the top of this is the top of the toes. Okay, same thing. You're just going to roll across the top of the toes. But this little guy here, these right here. So if you look at right underneath this, that's your diaphragm. Okay, that handles a lot of things, breathing and that. So all you do is the meat of the foot, right? I'm not going to hold my foot up here, but the meat of your foot, and then you just kind of roll underneath this. That's the diaphragm. So that's going to help that. You know, we've got liver, we've got bladder, we've got different areas that you can work on in different things, but that will help you just relax and calm them. The pituitary is a little harder to get on the big toe, but you know what? You just kind of massage, come up the center of that toe. Bronchial is, so if this is the foot, oh, I can do it this way. This is easier. So the bronchial comes right around the meat of the big toe. See that? The little meat joint of the big toe, that's your bronchial. That's always really great to work. These are eyes and ears coming right on underneath the toes, and you roll across the top of the joints. That's the whole eye ear quadrant, right? So you just work in a few areas, waking them up, seeing the things drain, getting things going. Pretty amazing technology that we can touch and tap. Now, I was telling Elaine, I do a few more things. I blend things. So I'm going to give you a little bit of blended things that I do to balance myself out, because I think it's nice. And this, I give credit to Donna Eden. She's an amazing energy medicine healer. But if you go from your collarbone down about, inch and a half, 2 inches, you feel a little tender spot. Feel that little spot? That actually connects. That's a great one to do every day in the shower. I do it every day. I do this, and it connects the energy from the back and the front together. It balances you out front to back. I think it's K27. That's one of the main sources. Then I go like this, and I go under my arm here, and I go under my arm here. So we're just going to tap right here. This is if you've ever had a meal that doesn't agree with you. You've had too many mixes, too many things. It's your spleen. It's your spleen and your filters. You're just going to give that little guy a rub. Now you can rub it. You'll feel a little tender spot, almost, kind of, sort of. I do right now. Maybe I had nuts and stuff in the car. But it's a wonderful thing because it helps you digest your food. King Kong is a great one. Balances you out and helps, bring your energy in and together. Another one that's really great, I don't always do it in the shower, but I might do it right sitting down at the computer, and that's the head crawl. So you can either do it physically or just a little bit above your area. So I could actually press on my thing and push, or I can just hold my hands above it. It's like you're going to part your hair, but not part it. And you're just going to come down, come around. Okay, so I'm not touching, but I'm actually pulling energy off of the top of my head. Then now here I do touch. I grab on either side of my shoulders, pull this down, and I'm going to flick it down to Mother Earth and give it back. Thank you, God. So we're going to do that again. Take this from our neck, shoulders, flick it down. Thank you, God. Let that go. Whew, yeah, let it go. But that just clears your mind, clears your head. I know, Elaine, you say you're a writer and such. That's a great one to do before you get on the computer. There's a few other ones that I do along the way, waking the body up, getting things going. But let's stick with reflexology as best we can. And so if you ever want to work on someone is sneezing and that, you can almost feel it in their hands, their stiffness, their achiness. But I'll just take their hand like this, and I'll just give it a roundabout, right? A little roundabout, because you can feel the tightness, the tension in each one of these little guys in here. Again, that's the upper quadrant of that particular side. And then the headache one, which a lot of people have headaches. you're going to pinch between these two guys. Okay, so we're going to find here and here where you're just going to go a little higher than you think. And you're going to go, oh, what is that? That's the point. Okay, so you're going to pinch. I'll do it again. You're going to find, okay, it's probably easier to find it here and then just go a little bit higher. So you're not on the joint where the two meet, but you're on the little, like a little meaty part. You feel a little meaty part? It will release. So hit it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now feel it again. You don't have the meaty part like you did. That's this little muscle that comes from the neck down the shoulder. That's a great one to do all the time. So again, I'm just going to do it again because we're on this video thing. So you look, feel here. We're not at the joint, right? We're right above it, but you're going to come and you're just going to hit it. It's like the little tendony part, the little meat part, and you hit it, you just pinch. Again, we don't rub in reflexology, we hit points. Now just do that. Feel it again. Do you feel that it's loosened, that it's released a little bit? That's helping that relax. So you can do that to yourself. But another thing at the dining room table or something, or when you're at a restaurant, just kind of nonchalantly just flex. You're working your whole body, guys. You're helping your whole body. So just work on it like that. You can go like this. You're pumping the lymphatic system. You know, there's all different ways to do it. Same with your toes. I say, get the old Coke bottle, you know. So now I have to think of something else, but something like that. Roll, right? Roll your foot on it. Or we have our creator. You could do it on that. You could do it on this little guy, you know, and just, but really give it a good massage while you're watching a show or something. So let's see. Elaine, do you have any, am I covering what you want me to cover? You want me to go over anything else?
I would like you to keep working on the feet a little bit. My question is, do you have to do this for any length of time? You've talked about hitting points. You know, do you have to do that for 20 minutes? Do you do it once?
No, it's sort of like acupuncture. Once you've gotten the point, you've told it hello. Now, what you want to know is if someone's in the hospital, you go see them the next day, you're going to do it all over again. Just like exercise, lymphatic, eating. We got to move the stuff. We got to get things moving. This helps get things moving. That's why they started doing the whole air compression on the legs, right? To keep the energy flowing when someone's in the hospital room, right? In the hospital bed. So I just pull up their sheets and I'm talking to them. I'm squeezing toes. I'm flexing toes. And of course you wash your hands after. It's okay. You know, but you just give them a good workout because they've been laying there the whole time. And that's what I think the beauty is of doing this, is that it can't hurt anybody. It can only help them, right? But you can tell, and one foot will be stiffer than the other. You can round about the foot. You can, you know, sometimes I'll just push the foot and I'm just giving it a little pulse. So this is the foot, you know, and it's at the end of the bed. I'm just doing this and I'm just letting it, getting the energy going on the foot and helping it. And then you can grab the foot like this and just go side to side. So you're doing all the metatarsals, right? All the little bones in the foot are going to go wee, like that. Some feet are stiffer than others. They're colder. There are different ways, but you start getting that going, you're helping that whole body move. You're helping that whole body go. And that's the beauty of it. The heel is a tough guy. That is our colon, guys. So if you're wearing flip-flops and stuff, and we say that's the Florida shoe, it's like the worst shoe in the world you can do. You really want to hit your heel and walk around the side and push off, right? So we have a gait that we hit, walk around and push. And when you push off, you want to feel your glute. You want to feel that rear end. And that's pretty powerful. But let's see. There's another one that I love. Okay. I just am blunt and I share, and this is what I do. Okay. So we got the ileocecal valve. Oh my goodness. It's a little bitty valve. Sometimes it gets blocked, something happens, but it is in the foot, I tell people do it when you're sitting on the john. So you're going to reach down, you're going to find the little divot from the front part of your foot to the heel. There's a little divot on the side. You're going to find that little divot and you're going to, yep, everybody reach down, find this little divot. All right. And you're going to, there's a padding of foot on the side of your foot. You're going to pinch, kind of pinch it and just pull out. And you do that on either side. So you do that. There you go. That's just hitting it. Just give it a whirl and see. That's from the, oh, help me, Hattie Jane. It's from the kidney down to the, it's the bladder to the kidney. That's what it is. Bladder to the kidney. So, but those are some things that I just make sure I touch and I hit. You want to use a pumice stone. You don't want to have your wonderful nail tech shave your foot at all. It's really scary. They can use a file, a serious file for calluses, but you cannot, Hail Mary. I love my computer. It's just telling me to update something. Okay, come back. Yay. So you want to use a pumice stone at the end of your shower because I remember my grandmother, and it probably is why I'm so intrigued with reflexology or got more involved in it. But she used to tape her feet and really use padding and stuff. And at one point, I helped her do that. And I just couldn't believe that a doctor would shave off all that skin. So what happens is if you cut this pad, which some people used to do, the body goes, oh my gosh, I have no protection. I need to make more protection. And so it comes back full force, making more callus. So better just to have a pumice stone and work on it. Look at your shoes, make sure something's not rubbing. You know, these insoles are awesome. My feet happen to be wider. I'm good with these little guys than these, but sometimes on my tennis shoes or heavy walking, I'll make sure they're underneath the insole, you know, the little liner. And that way it's still quite effective. Not quite, it's still really great effective. And it doesn't rub on the side. You know, you don't want something that's going to continually fester on your foot because that's where you get into problems. So I don't know if I answered your question at all, but that I went around and about and back and forth and back to the feet. Let's see. So you want to make sure you use your foot. Steps are a great one. You know, just make sure you use your feet, go all the way up to the balls of your feet. You know, don't just plunk, plunk, plunk up the steps, go up. You know, use your foot, use it as much, because if we stop using it, that's when things get a little coagulated, a little stiff, a little sore, and we don't benefit from it. So I do like the rebounder. I like the trampoline. I don't jump because of my back, but I bounce. And all I have to do is bounce. And it works the whole lymphatic system of the body. So just know that what you do on one side, you do on the other. It balances out. Water's great. We know about water. We know about saline, you know, just a little bit of Himalayan salt. You lick it and you drink your water. You've made your own electrolytes. So that's what I mean about, I'm a plethora of information. I just keep talking about stuff and those are commercial breaks. What can I say, Elaine?
This is great. Who has questions? Bobby, Giselle, do you have any questions for Barbara? This is just wonderful. You have given us so much. This is one of those. I'm going to stop this and keep it. I'm going to bring me back, if I know how to host.
Elaine has her hand up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It's Lorraine. I'm from British Columbia. I in the morning I've been using the Kinku Touch.
Oh, nice.
I have some issues in my hip, so I rub this on the bottom of my feet and the pulsation. And I suppose it's the same thing as your the Mag Boys, the Mag Duos.
Yes.
Mag Duos. But it's pulsation, and this has been awesome.
That's that Kinko touch is this on steroids.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're gonna get, I can't even say 4 times, probably
Yeah.
6, 8, 10 times more effectiveness using that than this. This will give you a bit of a massage. That's going to give you energy throughout your whole foot.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more passive during the day. Over time, you will build. Took me 3 days of wearing this to help my back, my back magnet, and these to get out of my back discomfort that I had for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So, but that little guy there is it on steroids. So that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
Most
no,
of these things take
it's the best thing to sleep with and wake up with.
to stop and do it,
Next
right?
to your husband.
Very good. Very good.
I always tell people if someone would like to learn more about it, go to your natural food store. Go to your closest natural food store and start asking around, because that's where they know about a lot of these people who can handle things. And so there might be someone in your own neighborhood. Hattie Jane,
Oh, and Giselle.
you're muted, my dear.
Giselle was trying to say.
Oh,
Okay.
Go ahead, Giselle.
oh, okay. Well, Elaine sort of answered the question too, because this is all very, very interesting, Barbara, and thank you for sharing all this. That's amazing. And my question was like, you did refer to Donna Eden YouTube, so maybe we can get stuff from there. Is there any other sources or reference that we can review?
You know, I should give you this because, you know, the Ingram Institute is actually here in St. Petersburg, but it's called the, oh, here we go. Ingram Institute of Reflexology. So that is it. There are classes around. It takes, it's probably a full year or possibly 2 now. But to get certified, which I now need to be a massage therapist in Florida, and other areas you may not need that. I still have my certification, but to work on someone, I became a minister to touch. But the you can take classes, and you take 2 first off, then you do 100 feet. You got to do 100 feet over the time and record them, and only so many can be repeat feet. And then which is interesting because, you know, your family are like, okay, give me your feet, I need to work on you. And then you go back and do 2 more classes. So it's a great class, a great wonderful thing. And I believe they're more like in southeast area they have it, but occasionally they'll have it like in Phoenix and around, and so you can get online. And there's a special class just on the hands. That's like the graduation one, because you have to work the hands a lot harder than you do your feet because you use your hands. And so to be more effective, it really has to be, you really got to hit it hard. So
Well, all of the nerve endings are on the ears also.
Yes, I was going to tell you that too, because I love my acupuncture physician. She does some points. It's actually, if you think of a baby in utero, the head's down at the bottom. This is the spine coming up, and the little feet and all that's up in here. So, but another good thing, okay, tips from Heloise: put your finger in your ear, only when you're sitting up. Don't do it lying down. Pinch your ear like this and just pull out, and you'll hear. You're kind of aligning the crystals and massaging your ear at the same time, but you just pinch and pull out, and it's all the little crystals going, getting back in alignment. So
How about, Barbara? How about the tennis ball where you're sitting at the computer?
yeah, for your hand or for your
Feet.
oh, for the feet. Yeah, it's not as effective. You can, as long as you can grip it. You've got to get the muscles going and pushing. But yeah, that's why I like something longer and thinner that you can really, I mean, they have the little massagers with the grids in them. You know, they look like little massager things, and you just, but you really want to give it a good massage.
The Crinkle Creator is the very, very best thing. It's the right size, the Crinkle Creator.
Yeah.
is the best thing because it's the right size. It's larger than a tennis ball, so your foot has got room to roll over, and it's got that dense little bumps going around it, and it just is really good to get all that work done.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Giselle, anything else? Good to see you, girl. Oh, there's the creator. Elaine's got it.
Yes,
Awesome. You can almost do both feet at the same time.
that's true. I have feet that constantly need help, and I was in at the physical therapist, and what he had was a rolling pin that just had like athletic tape around it. I wouldn't waste duct tape on it, but just the kind of tape that they put around,
Oh.
when you're getting your blood taken or something like that. And so it had something soft around it. It was a rolling pin. And then you just sat down under the computer and worked your foot on that.
Yeah, I had a moment about the creator on the ground. I would say the creator on carpet because you want to protect your creator because it's such a great massager. If you are by yourself and you have a creator, you can do squats. You can put it on the wall and just do squats and go up and down your spine on yourself on the wall. That's a great one to do. I've done that quite a bit. So
Yeah, it's nice because it's wide enough
yeah,
that you can. It's funner if someone else does it to you. But you can do it. I became aware of reflexology, I think mostly when I was on a Tabernacle choir tour, and I started getting sick, and we were actually up in the Northwest. I saw Dennis Williams up there. I went to Dave Johnson's home. It was very fun, and I'm far from home, and I needed to get well. And one of the other sopranos recognized that I was sick. And she said, would you like me to come and do this? And she said, it's not a foot massage, it will hurt. And she was right, because she was just doing all this pressing and it hurt like crazy. But I started getting well, A, which was interesting. And B, she said, in playing around with my foot, oh, you don't have a thyroid. Which was so interesting. She never looked at the scar here. She found out that I didn't have a thyroid because there was something missing on my foot, and she felt the empty space there, and she was right. I don't. So
that's awesome.
We're talking about some pretty amazing stuff here.
That's right. And we find things, and we're not to diagnose or any of that, but we just kind of go, you might want to check on that, or you might want to check on this.
Wow.
But you're right. Yeah, pretty amazing.
Well, you have made us want to learn more. This is exciting. And maybe we'll just listen to it again and learn what we can, and then we can go from there.
I'll come back on a bit, and then you'll have some questions for the next level or something.
Yeah.
Or I'll get more tapping down for you.
That's right. That's right. We need to learn that too. Well, next week, our way to raise energy is going to be thinking about all things spiritual. And we're going to have Vance Rogers, who's going to take a break from his roof dancing to talk with us. Nice. So for the rest of the week, I hope that you will look at people now that we're seeing people without masks and smile at them, because that will raise your energy and it will sure raise theirs. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me, Elaine.